here to Honolulu for the Christmas display. They finally opened it up to people the other day. And, excuse me. Whew. So this is the City Hall. Yes, this is the City Hall. Just a second. Let me see if I can even this out a little bit. I've been trying to get it even. Trying to get it even. Get my gimbal to make things even. Balance it properly. But, you know, the challenges of technology. But yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go across the street in a little bit, but this is the wide view. Now, just to let you understand how watered down this is compared to previous years, they're not doing the whole shebang this year. So they've got the Christmas tree up, which you can see over here. And then they got the traditional little Santa, Mrs. Santa in front of here. I'm not seeing their doors open to where they had those displays on the inside of the Christmas trees. So they would have like different departments in the city. City departments actually make little displays. And then, you know, people could come by. But yeah, if you look down there, let me see if I can get a wider shot for you. Yeah, there we go. That is as far as it really goes. So it says Honolulu City Lights on it. We'll pay a visit when I cross the street. But yeah, so there's the big our Christmas tree. I mean, this is not like the Rockefeller Center thing, but you know, and outside it's written hope, because I guess we need a lot of hope this year, definitely. And this is something that's been around for almost several decades now, this little statue thing. It's like a little tradition of Santa with the little shaka sign. Oh shoot, sorry. So that was the bus going by. But yeah, so Santa and his lady's got a mask on. But I'm gonna go around to the back side of the Christmas tree, and then we're gonna take a look in this area. There's not a lot of Christmas stuff going on in this area. This is it. I mean, that's how watered down the Christmas celebration here in Honolulu is right now. By the way, before we go any further, before I cross the street and get into it, I wanted to give you a little update about the corona thing and whether Hawaii's, if you're thinking about coming to Honolulu or any of the other islands, right? You know, my understanding is that Honolulu is different in terms of quarantine than a lot of the other islands are. Okay, I'm not sure about the other islands. I just know that they're not doing the same thing. So it's more restrictive over here. The last time I checked, which was yesterday, late yesterday, they're saying that they have like almost 20,000 people in quarantine right now. And the state's pre-travel, this is for visitors, by the way, coming to Honolulu. The state's pre-travel testing program allows those who test negative within 72 hours of departure from wherever they're coming from to avoid the state's quarantine. So right now, if you test negative within 72 hours of your departure time, then you don't have to go into quarantine. Okay. Now, if you come and you didn't get a test, then you have to go into quarantine, which is 14 days. And according to recent reports, the mayor is saying that he wants to propose that people be given the option to pay for a test when they come in to Honolulu, which at the airport, which would cost them like $125, but they would still have to do a 4-day quarantine. So this is being proposed. It hasn't gone into effect yet, but the mayor was proposing this, and so what the mayor wants to do is he wants to reduce the quarantine time from 10 days, from 14 days to 10 days. I mean, 2 weeks is 2 weeks, but okay. But I think what it is he's considering those 4 days that you would have remained in quarantine anyway. So it's still 14-day quarantine. And it's still 14-day quarantine no matter how you spin it. Because if you get the test here for $125, you still got to be in quarantine for 4 days, and then they say, oh, okay, well, you still got to do 10 more days. So it was reduced by, I guess, because it created 18 days, and then why bother coming, right? So I don't know. I mean, personally, the only thing is that that they're probably giving you really good rates on airfare and room rates and things like that. So people want to take advantage of that. But you can't see nothing, assuming that you don't. If you don't, I mean, they've opened it up to people who who test negative within 72 hours of departure, right? But I guess it's still a hassle. As well as the hotels are only being allowed like 25% capacity. So finding a room here, even though maybe the room rate is good, might be a challenge in itself, right? So those are the things to consider here in Hawaii. But also, there's a lot of businesses that have gone out of business, sadly. I'm still trying to get this gimbal to be level. I'm not seeing it being level. I don't get why I'm having difficulty with this. I had difficulty with this the other day when I came down here. I was trying to get some shots, and it didn't even open up yet. So if you're out there, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get my gimbal to be level. I don't know why it's not level. No matter how far I pull it out. I'm trying to find level. And it seems that it goes in the opposite direction. It's like it's like a balance, Trying to find that perfect spot. Trying to find that perfect spot with my gimbal. Okay, well, and it's like then it tips in the opposite direction. I don't know. Please excuse my out of balance gimbal. I gotta figure it out. I will figure it out one of these days soon. So, okay, so hang on out. I think I threw the gimbal out of whack and I have to reset it. So let me reset my gimbal before we move forward. Oh, there we go. That was the hiccup right there. I had a hiccup. It kicked in. That's what we need. Got to kick in, right? Okay, so let's go take a look on the other side. If you got it, let me get my chat going. Let's see if my chat is going. If there's anybody out there watching this, just say hi, so that I know that my chat is working. Oh no. Wait. My gimbal went dead. I charged it earlier and it just went dead. Okay. Now it's green. It's green. Should be easy being green, right? Okay, check out the street. Check out the street, how empty it is. We're at like 4 in the afternoon. So people are probably coming home. Now, after I go through all the Christmas stuff, because it's really a small display. It's not a big display, it's a small display. I might go around some of this area here in general because it's very, this area is the corner of where they have Honolulu Holly. It's Punch Bowl Street. Punch and King, Punch Bowl Street and King Street, where it intersects. And this whole area in itself is very historic. And it's where kind of the heart of the government of Hawaii is, pretty much, because you have the city hall here, which is this, what we're looking at, and then around this area you have the history of where Honolulu was ruled, because it was a kingdom at one point. And so you have Iolani Palace, which is further left of this picture. And that further left, it's way over there, and that is a whole live stream in itself, really. Okay, so that is a whole live stream. Boy, this is a long light. A long light. But while I'm standing here, oh, here we go. There we go. Whew. Alrighty. So I'm gonna walk past the fountain. There's a fountain over there. I'm going to get a nice close-up look at the Mrs. and Mrs. statue. By the way, this is just the outside part. And that little stick thing here in the middle, you can see that, is the eternal flame, they call it. And I think that's for the war veterans and such. But it's usually lit. It's not lit now. So I guess it's not really that eternal. But I think they don't put it on during this time because it detracts from the display. But you know, when they take it down, then they relight that flame. But yeah, let's take a look, because you know, sometimes in the fountain in previous years they would put like little smaller displays in there, like a little octopus or some kind of, you know, penguins, things like that. I don't know if they went all this year as they get closer. See, no, they didn't do it this year. They just settled for the big statues. But yeah, usually in this area over here they would have like smaller little displays, like a starfish or something, you know, like something having to do with the ocean. And so now we just got Mr. and Mrs. Santa sticking their toe in the water into the pool. Isn't that cool? So we got other people over here taking pictures. I can't move on the other side yet. But yeah, over here you got nice little poinsettias. Oh, there we go. And reindeer amongst the poinsettias. That's the main street, main drag. And let's see if I can get my camera to go up. Go down. So he's got the Shaka sign going on up at top. Let's see that. And there's a story about the Shaka sign. See if I can get a nice close-up of that. Right there. That's Santa Shaka. So there's a story about how that came to be known as one of the signs of Hawaii. And it had to do with, I hate that, I'm sorry, I'm still trying to get this gimbal to work properly. The story about the Shaka sign has to do with a guy who worked in the Kahuku sugar mill. And he had gotten his hand stuck in the juicer, or, well, pineapple, no, was it? Not the pineapple, but the sugar crusher, where they get the juice out of the sugar cane. Ooh, look at that. We got ambulances coming. But so his fingers, he lost three fingers in the middle. The 3 fingers in the middle were lost. And so the manager of the Kahuku sugar mill, he didn't have the heart to fire the guy, so he just gave him a different duty. And the duty was to be the security guard for the Kahuku sugar mill. And the kids would ride the train. They would like to go surf down by the beach. So they would ride the train going toward the Kahuku sugar mill. And to make a long story short, basically the guy who had the missing fingers, he would chase them away from jumping on the train. And so he would wave at them. He would wave with his hand at them and says, "No, don't jump on the train, don't." But his hand had the thumb and the finger on it only. So it became like they would tease him about it, and they would take the finger and the thumb like that, and they would shake it at him as a way of teasing him. And pretty soon, the meaning of what happened and the hand signal kind of got lost as time went on. And pretty soon, the surfers would use it to mean like hang ten and things like that. But the original story came out of the fact that this guy he had lost 3 fingers in the sugar mill, and through an accident, yeah. But it's become to be known as a symbol of aloha, the Shaka sign. But yeah, this is Mrs. Claus right here. Every year they break this out. This Santa and the one at Ala Moana, and then the one at Ala Moana is now a new Santa, they say. It's not the old Santa that was put there from like 1959 when the mall was built. That'll be a different story, another live stream to talk about Ala Moana Center when I go there. But yeah, let's move over here a little bit, check it out. So we got I wonder if those are Uggs. Those big boots. Are those Uggs, Santa? I found a pair of Uggs. Somebody left a pair of Uggs in the lobby of my building. And I was gonna, then I took a look at them. I laid them next. I didn't put them on. I just put them next to my feet to see if they would fit. And then, of course, they're about an inch too short. So I'm like, oh shoot, it's free Uggs, and I can't take them home. Okay, so if you look at the little Miss Santa's bracelet she's wearing, let's see that. It says Mele, which means merry. Or it could be festive. The word mele can mean festive. So mele kalikimaka is the term that we use here for Hawaii for Merry Christmas. Is mele kalikimaka, merry. And of course they're wearing their masks. I think those masks are plastic. I don't... Yeah, I think there's some kind of plastic. Oh, somebody had one of those surfer buses, VW buses. But yeah. Okay, so this is an interesting shot right here. So I can get that Shaka sign on the top. Oh, shoots. There we go. Isn't that a cool picture right there? Okay, so we're gonna move forward. And this is Santa taking a break in Hawaii and sticking his little feet in the pool. This is the feet. So is Mrs. Santa Claus taking a vacation, taking a break when they're supposed to be delivering the gifts. But yeah, okay, so that's to make sure that's just to make sure that Santa stops by Hawaii on his route. So there's one little lonely security guard here. Okay, so my gimbal is acting funny again. Hang on. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna go visit the Christmas tree now. Ah, shoots. Okay, so this is... Oh, okay, we got people standing in front of the Christmas tree taking pictures. And I took pictures a couple days ago. So this is like a little toy soldier. And this is in front of the Honolulu Holly, but they don't seem to be open. They're not open for people to go in and look at the Christmas tree displays if they have any in there, and I don't think they do. But the outside is pretty much decked out like it usually is. Sergeant Mauka and Lieutenant Mackay. Oh, okay. So for those of you who don't know, Sergeant, they call him Sergeant Mauka. Mauka means mountain. And Lieutenant Mackay means toward the water. Had been summoned from the North Pole to announce to the citizens of Honolulu that Carol Costa has been proclaimed to be the mother of Honolulu Lights by Mayor Kurt Caldwell and Santa. Oh, okay, so I guess Carol Costa is the person who put all this together. Yep, there's, I guess he's Sergeant Mauka. Is there a way to tell the difference? Oh, here's the other guy. Another toy soldier. Oh, you know what? There's some serious, a nice little hibiscus flower going on over here. You can see that. Isn't that cool? There was a red one on the other side. But yeah. Okay, so let me go around the other side. Okay, so this is the back side of the tree. This is the back side of the tree. And they got these little bears around the bottom. Oh, they're so cool though. I like those bears, the little soldier bears. Oh, and they got a little sign on each one. It says that they're a gift to the people of Hawaii. So Sergeant Anella, a gift to the children of Hawaii. From the Bank of Hawaii. So these were like corporate donations, I guess. I wonder if they're all that way. But here, anyways, let's go up the tree. It's still too early to light it up, so it's not lit at the moment. But you know, this is a good way to see it, so you can see the details. And then they have these circles in the. You can see this. They have these circles in the grass, drawn in the grass as a way to keep social distancing. Like one circle, oh, then you got another circle. That's your solution? That's your solution? Okay. Okay, so this guy, his little plaque is, this is cute though. His plaque is, he's Captain Nahoku. So in Hawaiian, Hoku means star, and Nahoku means stars, plural. When you want to put plural in front of for a noun, I believe it's na. You don't put an s at the end like in English. You put na before. That makes it plural. So it's a gift to the children. Why? Oh, this is from Hawaiian Airlines. Hawaiian Airlines. And it kind of has the I know Hawaiian Airlines has purple in its logo, so I guess that was what it's from. Same thing with the Blue Bear, Bank of Hawaii. They have blue in their logo, so they just made sure that their main color was in it. So, okay, here we go. The Hope. The Great Hope. Let me back up. Okay, so this I'm interested to see how this is lit up, but I think it's got the word hope here. And the hope, there's like 4 hopes as you go up the tree. And then you got the big star on the top. Hope, 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 hope. Depending on how you want to pronounce it. So I guess it's just to keep, it's a morale booster, let's put it that way. A morale booster to make sure that we all stay hopeful for the future, or the new year. Okay, so let's take a look at the other bear. And by the way, they're all standing on like toy drums. All the bears are standing on the toy drums. Ah. Okay, so Colonel. Oh, they're going up in rank. Colonel Kaliki Maka. Colonel Christmas. His name is Colonel Kaliki Maka. Gift to the children of Hawaii from Bank of Hawaii again. That's why he's in the blue. Because Bank of Hawaii's logo is in blue. So the other guys had ukulele. The Bank of Hawaii guys would have ukuleles, and the other ones have little horns. So let's continue on. Oh. But this is the front of the Honolulu Holiday. You got 3 major doors. And they got those decorations on the top with the bells. And you know, they put colored lights inside by the windows. So the whole building actually lights up. Can't see it here, but okay, here we go. Oh, this is like the Hawaiian Airlines one. It is a Hawaiian Airlines like the other side. Yeah, he's General Hina. General Kamahina. That I don't know what that means. But gift to the children of Hawaii from Hawaiian Airlines. So let's see. This is the other side of the tree. Other people are down here on the left side who are taking a picture. But yeah, so they had the word hope there. That's where the fifth one is, I guess. The hope is on the ground where people can take picture with you.
Oh yeah, I have to remove that.
So, oh, there we go. So that's the Christmas tree. So there's one more section. There's one more section on the other side. Let's go over there. But you know, this display, these little main parts of that display have been around for a while, and you see them. They see them every year. So this is the last part of the display. Oh, okay. So that's the fire dog. This is from this display is made by the Honolulu Fire Department. I guess that's the fire dog. Maka, which is of course Hawaiian for Merry Christmas. And these are the sponsors of the show, which is not, I mean, there's not much, you know, there's not exactly a lot. Maka. And that last part, which I can't really pronounce. I'm not good at my Hawaiian. I should be, but it means Happy New Year. So, Department of Facility Maintenance. And of course, these are all the sponsors of the show, or the displays. It says Friends of the Honolulu City Lights, key sponsors, Macy's, First Hawaiian Bank, Hawaiian Electric, you know, and let's see, Alelo, Alexander and Baldwin, Summit Media, Aloha Pacific Credit Union, and 7-Eleven. Huh. And this is the sign for the Parks and Recreation. Malama Pono. Cool. And of course we got an array of poinsettias. But anyways, that's the Honolulu City Lights for this year. It's not, I mean, it's okay. It's not as exciting as we would in previous years, of course, but you know, every year they would put up something new, like they would have like these snowmen or a little snow family display, and it would go all the way to that area back there. If you can see that, I mean, the whole display would go all the way back there, but not this year. This is they're bringing out just the bare bones. But anyways, if there's anybody out there, you can feel free to comment or chat. I'm not sure if my chat is working. So, or you can chat amongst yourselves. You know, I'm not sure why people aren't subscribing to my channel. If anybody can tell me why, I would be most grateful. You know, if it's like, well, you're not giving me any information about, you know, Hawaii in terms of news and stuff like that. Well, the thing is, the only way I could get that, I mean, I would be getting it through the mainstream media outlet here anyway. If you're looking to come here for vacation, I would say hold off. If you've been here several times, which is probably what people, oh, this is the backside. people who would really come here often enough probably are, they probably wouldn't be having any problem with being held up in a hotel room for 14 days, 10, 14 days. But as I said, if you are negative 72 hours prior to getting on your airplane, then come and enjoy it. I would say, but as I said, the hotels are only doing 25% capacity right now, and they're only doing 25% capacity right now. So finding a room might be a challenge, I guess. But since we're down here, and that was it. That was the Honolulu City Lights for now. For this year, anyway. We can definitely just take a gander at the area here. So let me just kind of give you a quick tour without going into too much detail at the moment. Across the street is, I don't know if you can see this, but okay, across the street. Why is my gimbal like glued to this particular object? It's further down, like in that area over there, you have something called the mission houses, and those are like the only replicas. They're not replicas; they're actual mission houses of how the missionaries lived when they came here. They had these little perforated or ready-to-make houses sent here, and then they put them together like erector set kind of stuff. Excuse me. And then you had this church here. Hawaii House Church is one of the oldest churches in Hawaii, and it has a lot of history, including it has a graveyard on the backside. Excuse me. And it has one of the kings of Hawaii is buried in the front. He has his mausoleum there. We'll definitely take a gander at that one day. So I'm just going to take a quick look around, a quick walk around before I go back. I'm sorry. I wish I had something. I had brought some water with me, but I didn't. Okay, so when you walk towards the Eba side, so the way that Hawaii, when you ask directions, the way that they give you directions is you say Mauka, which is mountainside, because they have the Ko'ola Mountains. They kind of divide the island. And then you have Makai, which is toward the water. And then you have Diamond Head, which was what I showed you in the other videos that I've made. You have Diamond Head. That's the Diamond Head side. And this, by the way, this is keeping me stuck in one direction, but okay, so when you go in this direction here, this building right here is the library, the state library. Now they have like little other libraries in every district, right? But the main library is this one. And there's a building next to it. You can't see it because of the trees, but that was originally the archives. Or it still is. It's probably still the archives, but you can't. There's another building in behind it where you access the archives. So they probably store stuff in there. So just to reiterate what I said earlier, if you test negative for the bug 72 hours prior to your flight coming here, then you're good to come. And you don't have to go into quarantine, and you can hang out. If you don't get a test prior to coming, then you have to go into quarantine for 14 days. And as I said, the mayor is talking about trying to reduce the quarantine time, but you know, and then give people an option to be tested. Okay, so I can see this fence, but okay, wait. Okay, so this, through the fence on the opposite side is Iolani Palace. I can see that. Yeah, I'm gonna walk further down, but I just wanted you to see that. And this gate here is just protecting the contents. So let me go around the other side. This building right here is, if you look, you can't see it from here, but when I get on the other side, it is the Territorial Office Building. So this is one of the oldest office buildings in Hawaii, in Honolulu. And we're gonna go further down. There's a little, definitely some decorations further down. Downtown Honolulu definitely has some. I think they still have some ornaments up. And when the sun goes down, everything lights up, including Iolani Palace. So all of these things, like the statues and stuff, they all light up. So if you're just tuned in, my name is Sulu, and I'm your tour guide, I guess, for today, for the local tourist channel. There we go. I think we're getting good. Oh, there's the handyman. They decked it all out. Oh, she shocked me. She shocked me. See, you get that kind of stuff over here. That's cool. She saw my camera and then she shocked me. Like Santa. Okay. It's hard to see this because of the light in the back. But let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Okay, this is the iconic King Kamehameha statue. And you know, there's news that they're trying to work out, do a movie about King Kamehameha, right? And then there's some rumors that they want to get The Rock to play Kamehameha. And then the Hawaiians are all up in arms because they say because The Rock is Samoan, he's not Hawaiian, you know. But yeah, so this is the guy supposedly who united the Hawaiian Islands. And I'm going to tell you, I have my own opinions about doing that kind of a thing. I mean, they're just my opinions, but I mean, I think I think Kamehameha did a disservice to his people by uniting them, putting them all under one kingdom. And a lot of people some people, I guess, I don't know if, I'm not sure how the Hawaiians view Kamehameha, whether they see him as somebody who's great or not. I'm just speaking from a strategic point of perspective in that, and maybe I think the reason that he brought them all under one was because the chiefs were fighting amongst themselves, and so he felt that by putting them all under one ruler, that would solve the problem. Okay, and what it did, in my opinion, what it did was it made Hawaii easier to conquer when the United States came by, because Kamehameha unified them all. If he had left them to their own devices and let each island be its own, its own, rather than unifying it, then it probably would have been a deterrent, maybe, to where the U.S. wouldn't have, and maybe they would have still taken Oahu, but to go and have to conquer each island would have been a severe task for them. So that could have discouraged them from invading, Hawaii. Or maybe they would have simply invaded Oahu in general, but they wouldn't have been able to get the whole state because we were united, That's just my opinion. That he made it easy for them. So, by uniting them. But I don't know the whole story about Kamehameha himself. So, I'm not going to say he was a great man or not, because I don't know. I can't make that claim because I don't know the history behind it. I just know that he was the king, the first king of Hawaii. He united the islands. And history after that kind of tells the story of that decision. But anyways, I believe this was the courthouse. I think it still is the courthouse for the Supreme Court of Honolulu. I think it is. I would have to go over to the other side and check it out, but I think it is the courthouse. Or the other building might have been the courthouse. But just a little tidbit about this particular statue. There is a copy. I believe there's 3 copies of this statue. This is one. The other one is in Washington, D.C., and I think it's in the state capitol. Not state capitol, the U.S. Capitol building where the Senate is or something like that. The big capitol with the dome. I think it's in there. I've never actually seen that one. I just know that there's 3 of them. I think there's 3. The other one, I don't know where it is. It could be here at the state capitol. It could be. I'm not 100% sure. But my understanding is that there's 3 of the copies of this statue. But I know for sure there's one in Washington, D.C. and this one. But anyways, so let's see. Let's move forward. I can get on the other side and I can talk about stuff. Anybody's got any questions? I don't know if the chat is working. Okay, so if you're out there and you've decided to join my live stream, say something, let me know you're out there. I can't see, for whatever the reason, my chat right now. Or maybe just nobody's chatting at all. So I decided to do this today because I have time. And okay, so wait. This is the Iolani Palace I was telling you about. Alright, check it out. Okay, so this is this little seal on the door. There's a royal seal, and for the king, because the king, and by the way, we'll come back on a live stream on another day. But I just wanted to show you this. This is kind of cool. And then we'll go back up here. There we go. Here comes. This is like the only royal palace in Hawaii. Or not in Hawaii, but in the United States. So, because Hawaii used to be a kingdom. And I'll go, as I said, if you subscribe, on another day we can come by and I'll take you on a tour on the outside. I couldn't go in. You can't go inside with a camera. They don't allow that, but I can definitely, go around the building and show you some stuff, because they had a bee at the station a while back. They had to go fix stuff. But yeah, and my understanding was during the Pearl Harbor attack, it took some damage. But anyways, let's continue on. It says, oh, here, there's a notice right here. It says, due to COVID, see that? Restrictions, Iolani Palace grounds are closed to the public. Access only for palace tours and state archives. So the state archives is on the other side. But it sounds like they're still giving tours. There's a little security guy looking eyeballing me. He's eyeballing me from his eyeballing me from his little golf cart. Let's see. If we can see this, how empty it is down the street. Check it out. I mean, I understand that it's like close to 5 o'clock here, but still. That's seriously. Let's cross the street real fast because there's no cars coming. Huh. It looks like there's some guys doing a modeling thing over there, and a photographer. You can see it over there. Here, there's a guy with a camera taking pictures of a chick. Okay, so it says this is the courthouse. It says United States something and courthouse. I don't know if that's true. If it is, then it's probably the Supreme Court. Because I know that the other courthouse, like the municipal and civil and all that other stuff, is down closer to the water. So that's what it says out here. But you know, some of the older, like the territorial building kind of stuff, they just leave the name up there because it's historic. But yeah, look at that street. Totally lost in space. But yeah, the building is this building says King Kalakaua Building, and there's the downtown post office is in the corner over there. There's, if there was, it's just a post office, for lack of a better way of putting it. So I mean, I could definitely stop by there, but I'm not going to go out of my way right now because I want to show you some stuff that's before the sun goes down. So let's go visit good old Kamehameha. So please subscribe to my channel, and then one day, you know, you can give me your suggestions about places you'd like to see. I decided to go outside of Waikiki today because, well, I've been walking that for quite a while, for several live streams. But I just wanted to know there's more to Hawaii than just Waikiki. Okay, so here we go. Nice close-up pictures of the building. And our old pal here, Kamehameha. And you see the, I think you see this picture, this statue, in the beginning of Hawaii 5-0. I mean, it's definitely been around for quite a while. I don't know if it's been around like since statehood, but yeah, it's Kamehameha the First. And so there were like, I think, 5 Kamehamehas. I think there was 5, and then it went over to King Baby Kalakaua, and he was like a voted. He was voted in. They started voting their monarchs in. Go figure. I thought that was kind of unusual when I heard it when I was a kid. And this is kind of cool. I got a little clock on the building. Very very cool. Let's go take a gander inside. It's probably going to be very dark in there, so just to let you know. We're just going to go out in the front part. Got hedges. I took a ghost tour. I was taking some kids with a part of my work. I was taking care of some kids, and they wanted to do a field trip, and one of the field trips was to do a ghost tour. So this ghost tour guy, right, he takes us into this place here, and I believe this is the courthouse. I think it's the courthouse. I took a tour in here once as part of when I was in college. Oh, okay. So this is the Judiciary History Center. The Judiciary History Center tells a story of a dramatic transition through Center Theater, Monarch Court Gallery. Oh, okay. Courtroom, 1913 courtroom. So, yeah, I guess this is a museum at this point. This temporary exhibit room featuring Hawaii under martial law. Yeah, so that's funny. That's actually kind of appropriate considering what things are going on here. Oh, but admission is free. You see that? Admission free. So you can just kind of go in there and walk around. Open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Nice little archway. What's the black for? State of Hawaii. Historic marker. Originally designed as a palace, it was built by Kamehameha V to house the legislature, courts, and cabinet offices of the kingdom. He died not long after laying the cornerstone, and the building was given his name. It was formally opened by Kalakaua for the legislative session of 1874. The Revolutionary Committee occupied the building on January 17, 1893, and proclaimed here the overthrow of the monarchy and formation of the provincial government. Since then, it has served as the judiciary building for the republic, territory, and state. So, got one homeless guy that's taking a nap over there. But yeah. Okay, so how am I doing on time? I'm at 5:15. So I've been streaming for about an hour. Still no chatters. I don't read minds, guys. If you guys want to see something, would like me to do a live stream in a particular place, tell you some history. By the way, here's an interesting view of the skyline. Hang on. This is the downtown area. It's like right outside of the downtown area. So if I kept walking towards the Eva side, toward Eva, you would see the heart of business in Hawaii. Just buildings, skyscrapers, and downtown. That would be the downtown. So, on this building, the territorial one, by the way, when you walk behind all of this, heading toward the beach or the water, they have more government buildings, like the tax building, and Department of Transportation is down in that direction. Now, for those of you who see this video later on, after the live stream, if there's something you see in here, in this thing you liked, just say, put it in the comments. Please comment what you liked, what you didn't like. What would make you subscribe to my channel? What would make you subscribe? Okay, so I think the last time I was in this building was when I was looking to get an ID, a state ID. I don't know if they still do that here. I know it is still a state building, but I don't know if they still do that here. So, but yeah, this is like one of the older buildings for office buildings. And look at all the birds. We got a lot of birds flying away. The birds. They saw me coming and they ran away. Okay, so if you can see in front of me here, that building that looks like a little church, that's a mausoleum. And that is the mausoleum for one of the kings. I don't remember which king this is, but for one of the kings. Oh. And I got no food for you dudes, for you guys. Look at this. Look at all the birds. People have been feeding them. Check that out. People have been feeding them so that when they see a person coming, then they come. But yeah, this thing here, let me take it here, is a memorial to the people. I believe this is like a World War I memorial. It could be a World War II memorial, but they got the people's names carved in it on the base of it. You can see that, but over here, along the sides. Oh. So along the sides, you can see the names of the. I noticed that all of them. Are they all? A lot of them are Japanese names. So I'm not sure if this was part of the infantry, the 100 battalion or something. I'm not sure. I just know that this is definitely a war memorial, and it is. It's probably a World War II one. Yeah. So. Here's the person who feeds them. They're following her. Ah, yes, you see? That's why they follow her. They thought she was me. Or I was her. That's why they came when they saw me. Ooh. They can't tell the difference between who is who. They just know if you come and feed me, I'll be a friend. Okay, so this is I'm not going to go over there to the cemetery today, but I would like to pay it a visit one day, sometime in the near future, because it is a very, very interesting cemetery. It's one of the oldest. They found a mass grave in it. I don't even see that. You can see that. You see that white wall back there? You can see that white wall back there? That's it's just a wooden wall that's boarded up because they had found a mass grave in there for like smallpox, I think. Back at the turn of the century or something, they had an outbreak of smallpox, and then they just kind of had a mass grave to put. And then when they were trying to expand the educational center for this because there's a church next door, and then they found like 600 evidence of like 600 remains. Okay, you see that red building back here? This red building right here. Okay, so I think that is like some it has something to do with the fire department. It could be like a fire department museum or something like that. But it's a very historic building. I guess you can tell by the architecture. And then it's like a brick building. You don't see that too much anymore. Flat out brick building. Check out the skyline here. So you got these two condos in the back. You got one over here. See? And over there. So it's, so it's like out of nowhere you get these tall condos that just kind of crop up. This building over here, wait, hold it. I'm gonna bring it down. Okay, this building right here, right there, that building right there is the Department of Transportation. So they're the ones who regulate they do the traffic reports. They give the information to the people about the traffic reports because they have like these cameras that watch the traffic, right? So, and then further down, you got the tax department. Further down over here, as well as other government things, and I think there's a courthouse. Yeah, just before you reach the water, at the very ending is a courthouse. What else? This thing, I don't know if that's a mausoleum or it's just like a shed. You know, I wonder if that's just a shed for like groundskeeping. There's some of the old cemeteries around have some mausoleums above ground. I mean, they're just really interesting. It's just some interesting history about Hawaii when you visit a cemetery here. Yeah. But I'm not going to go into it right now. What? What was that? You've used... Oh, okay. I was wondering what the heck was going on. Okay, so I got a warning that I had used a lot of data. But anyways, I think it was a good day today. The sun was up. I would have come... Excuse me. The sun hasn't set to where I can show you the lights. I might save that for another day. But I just wanted to show you the other stuff here on this part of the town. This is like just right outside downtown. It's like right on the cusp of where everything. But this is like where the government of Hawaii kind of originated, and it's still run from the city hall right there with the little Santa in front. The city runs that one. Okay, the state government is in the other areas, in this area too, but it's like in other areas. So I will be embarking home, and as I said, if you come across this video, please subscribe to my channel. Leave comments. Ask, hey, I'd like to do a live stream from some other place. I can go down to like the pier where they have Aloha Tower. you know, join my channel. And I'm still trying to get viewership and stuff like that. I'm all learning about all this, you know. Oh, see, we got buses over here. Hawaii does have a very good bus system. Let's be positive. But anyways, thanks for joining me. Let me walk up to the thing before I sign off. Let me walk up to City Hall and we can have Santa on our screen before we leave, before I sign off. But yeah, this church over here, there's a cemetery in the back. The cemetery on the right side, as I showed you, is part of this church in the background right here. And there's some very historic graves in there. And before I go, Mele Kalikimaka is a thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. Thanks for tuning in. This is Sulu, your local tourist. And please subscribe and hit that notification button. You get the little bell so you know when I go live. All right, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.